Hi, the goal of this screencast is to offer you an example on how to create formulas within the Docxpresso template. So we will start by the end, showing you the final result, and later we will show you how we have got here. Okay, so this is a simple example of a fake invoice. So I just go here to description, and I just add here first item. I include here a number of units, unit price of $100, and as you can see, we already have computed here automatically the price of this subtotal. If I go here and I say add second item, say 150, so we already have computed that the subtotal of these two lines of the invoice is 250. If now we include here 20% of VAT, it will compute this $50 and will compute automatically the total is $300. So how we did achieve this result? Well, let's start with a template. Let's go to Word and look at the Word template. Like always, we have here some document. That is our starting point, and we have our variables here, but now we are going to center in the variables that are within this table with the invoice items. Okay, like you see, we have introduced standard Docxpresso variables with double curly brackets, but we have also introduced some variables that are surrounded by square brackets that are the price of a line, the subtotal, the computed tax, and the computed total. Okay, so what we have to do is upload this document to Docxpresso. I will save that part because it's already treated in many different screencasts. So we will go directly to the final result within the Docxpresso interface. Let me leave this interface and let's go to the edit interface. Well, in the editing interface, we have our standard variables, but like you can see, we have here these special variables that are the ones that are going to be computed out of the values of other variables. The first thing that we have to do is declare the variables that are going to be used in the formulas as numeric. Okay, for example, go here and you see that the format is numeric, and this one is also numeric. Okay, so if we click here on price, the first thing that we have to do is declare that how many decimals are going to have the result, okay, and also on which variables are going to depend on. In this case, this formula depends only on the variables in that row. So we just choose row variables here and introduce the formula that is very simple. It's just the number of units times the unit price. Okay, so let's go here, save dependencies. In this case, it's very similar to the one we have seen before, but we are going to compute a value that not only depends on the values of variables in a single row, but in different rows. Okay, so we have to say in that case that the dependency is general, okay, and we want to compute the sum. The sum is going to compute this term for each row, okay, and is going to sum it. Okay, this is what we want. In the case of VAT, what we have to do is compute that sum and multiply it by the percentage. Okay, in this case, the percentage is introduced like this variable percent and has to be divided by 100. And the final computation is just basically add the subtotal and the tax. Okay, so we have this formula here. Like you can see here, we have certain helpers like the variables that we can use, some mathematical symbols that are common in all formulas. Okay, so but that's just something that will help us to write these formulas down. Okay, so this is all to it. So if we go back again to the invoice, okay, we can start again filling up this invoice, saying 2, and saying here 50. Okay, just check that even if I don't introduce any decimal point here, like we have instructed Docxpresso to use 2 decimal points in the result, it will do it automatically. But well, let's just do it nicely. Okay, so you say add, and I go here to item 2. Let's say we have 4 units, and the unit price is $10. Okay, as before, it has been computed. The subtotal, the tax is still 0 because we didn't introduce a percentage. Okay, 10, and now the tax is computed and the total is computed. Okay, so if we just hit send here, and let's say that we want a PDF, like for example, a format that could be useful, we just go here, download the document, and the result is as expected, with the computed subtotals, tax, and total. This is a simple example, but well, I think it will help to start using formulas within Docxpresso. Thanks for your attention.